Really knows the answer to that question.
Well, we know the answer to that.
Nobody knows it for sure.
No, it's just like frustrating to see, like, all these other girls like go for abusive guys. Like, they were abused when they were younger.
Sure.
Like, I didn't have the greatest childhood, but I have no desire to go for guys who are abusive. You know what I mean?
Maybe not overtly, but you'll find someone who fills the role if you're casting a play that includes a parent who is abusive to you in some manner.
And you either go one way or the other. Either you marry the abusive guy, which is about 85-90% of the time, or
you become the abusive person.
Oh, really?
That's the other way to be.
Well, actually, I'm going to add a C here, which is you become paranoid and you don't want to let your kids out of the house, and, a guy reaches up to comb his hair and you flinch and you call the cops.
Yeah.
And by the way, Remy Zero is in this issue, too, possibly on this list as well, and they'll be in here tomorrow night. So that's a nice little radio tie-in. Drew?
Kelly?
Yeah.
So...
It makes no sense to me.
Well, one way of conceptualizing it is that people, when they feel powerless in childhood, do things in their adult life to try to regain their sense of empowerment over those situations that were so traumatizing.
Sure, we're going to come out of the chute with this crap?
A bunch of things dropped off that were good.
You didn't have Linda above her with the threesome, 8 months pregnant?
I'm sorry, I missed that one. Go, put it.
15 years in radio, you still haven't figured out that we should start with something a little more titillating?
Put it on. Go, Adam. You're wasting time. Everybody wants to hear the one you mentioned.
Linda?
Yes.
You're 24?
Yes.
Now, this is more like it. What's going on?
Okay. About 10 months ago, me and my husband had a threesome. He asked me, it was one of his fantasies, and I went ahead and I did it. And I enjoyed it. I did. But I told him, it's a one-time thing. Well... Now it's continuous. He asks me to ask everybody, will she have a threesome with us? Will she have a threesome with us? It's gotten to the point that one of my sister's friends, who is also pregnant, he has went behind my back to ask her if she'll be with us.
2 pregnant women.
Yeah, and it's to the point that he won't do stuff for me. I asked him the simplest thing. My fantasy was to see him...
Hold on. If both women are pregnant, that's a fivesome, isn't it? I mean, technically.
To see him what was your fan?
It depends whether you're pro-choice or pro-life, but you're pro-life. That's a fivesome.
Or if you have multiples.
Oh, you got multiples. The possibilities are endless.
He won't even do the simplest thing. Like, my fantasy would be to see him shave all his pubic hair off. And he won't do that.
Linda, this guy's a colossal asshole. Why are you having a child with him?
He's a good man.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon. Why are you having a child with this man?
I have 2 of them.
2 of them?
No,
How old are you, 20?
The first one isn't his, and he's taking care of it.
All right, hold on a second. We're gambling.
Yeah.
We're gambling. We got to start the gambling early tonight. Oh, for Christ's sake, where's my wallet?
Is there a bet?
Oh, yeah. Oh, we'll get to it.
Oh, can I play?
You're so lucky I got my wallet. Oh, yeah. That's why you're here. You gotta
give me $1.
You got to pay to play, though.
Okay, pretend I have $1.
What is it with celebrities not having a dollar or two on them?
I got $3 on me.
No, we just need the one.
Triple the bet.
We just need the one.
But they also have somebody that
I want to know what I'm
betting,
though. What are we betting?
We're betting on her past.
Okay.
Now, I'll go first, and you'll understand what we're doing here.
Okay.
Linda's living in a lot of chaos. Got 2 kids, 24 years old, or she's pregnant for the second time. The father of the first child is not around. She's having threesomes. She says this guy's a great guy, even though we can hear he's a CA, colossal asshole. CA. That's good, Drew.
Can you say that on the air, asshole?
No.
Only Drew can say it because he has 14 years of schooling. No, you can say it all you want. The point is what the hell created Linda? Why would she think it's okay? Why would she think it's okay to be with a guy like this? What does she come from?
Gotcha.
All right, I'll start by saying, with the sex, there's got to be some sexual abuse in there.
Something like that.
All right. Well, yeah. I'm gonna go physical abuse.
I don't get a clear read.
Drug. Got to be some drugs. Mom. Okay. I'm going with mom. Had a boyfriend or 2. Has a kid or 2 from another relationship or 2 as well, and stepdad and/or / boyfriend got to her in a sexual way at a young age.
Right. Okay. Matthew?
Oh, I got second guess. I'd say parental abandonment. Someplace young, her dad took off, probably ever knew a man.
Never knew the biological dad.
Never knew a good man in her life.
What about outside of that, though? You think there was some
She's Catholic.
physical abuse?
Catholic, a drug-using Catholic.
All right, but
Which is a problem.
no rape, no incest, no beatings.
You don't
have to.
No. I'll take. You know what? I'll take a little. I'll take a little rape on the side. Maybe.
What age?
Old enough to know better, but not old enough to stop it. So I'll say like 16 with an older man.
I'm going to say parents
good.
are kind of quasi together in a very chaotic on-again, off-again relationship. Somebody got to her when she was about 10. Some way.
10. Yeah. Neighbor, family,
something.
outside the family?
Older adolescents.
Ooh, friend of a brother or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Good.
And then got going around 12.
Right.
With
It just hasn't stopped.
Matthew's good. He put his bet together like he was at a deli. Give me a side of physical abuse and just like a quarter pound of rape and
Catholic.
let's have some incest.
Just a little slop of Catholic.
Yeah. Is this incest fresh? This incest looks like it's been here.
Do you think she's gonna tell us the truth?
Oh yeah.
She's been listening.
Oh yeah. Linda?
Yes.
You're gonna tell us the truth.
Yes, I am.
All right.
The closest one was Matthew, and he said I was Catholic. That's the only thing he got right.
Oh, she's not gonna tell us the truth.
No, it's serious. He did say, I didn't know. I have never known my real father.
Oh, there you go.
That's-
I never knew my real father.
That's what Matthew
That's
said.
what I said.
But
Parental abandonment.
But what?
my stepfather has been with me since I was 4, and he's an excellent man. I've never been abused.
What did your biological father do?
I've never even met him.
Yeah, but you were 3 years old. I mean, you lived with him for 3 years.
No, I didn't. My mom took off.
Right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't want anything to do with my mother. He wanted nothing to do with me.
Okay.
But I have never known the man. I've looked for him, and he doesn't want to be found. But
There's a problem there. That's
Oh, absolutely. I
that
agree.
definitely. You may never have known him, but he definitely marked you.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And
I know he did, because I've always had that whole thinking somebody's going to leave me.
Right.
issue.
Right.
Matthew, you got it.
Why do you go looking for him though? I mean, what is that impulse?
Actually, you don't understand though, because I've been with my little girl's dad, my first daughter. He abused me.
Physically
But the thing
abused.
is, I was with my husband before I was with him. Me and him have had a 6-year relationship off and on.
How old were you when you became sexually active?
I was 14.
14. How old was the guy?
He was
19.
15.
15.
Nothing before 14.
Nope.
Nothing, no fooling around with your friends, playing doctor, that sort of
Nope.
thing.
Nobody
Does
ever.
that count though? You can still fool around.
But
Did anybody ever raise a hand to you?
No.
Huh?
Besides the normal, spanking.
Mm.
No.
what is a normal spanking? I didn't know there was such a thing.
If I
That
did something
involve a
bad,
sprinkler key?
a little spank on the rear end or a spank on the hand, but never, and no wooden spoon.
Right, no objects. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever been hit by a priest?
No, I haven't.
It doesn't quite fit, Linda. That's just. I mean, why were you sexually active at 14 if everything was perfect and it was just the abandonment by dad in the first place?
Why would you get hooked up with a physically abusive guy and have you have way too much chaos from what you're from, Linda, or what you're admitting
Is
to?
your mom an alcoholic or a drug addict?
Nope. The physical abuse, he did it twice. After the second time, I was like, this ain't happening no more, and that's why I left.
There's still got to be. There's something. We do this 5 nights a week for years and years and years, and we always know when the pieces of the puzzle fit, and when they don't fit, we know it, and we'll refuse to believe it.
Right.
There's something here.
On TV, we don't have the time to dig, and we sort of give up, and then we call the people over to commercial
During the
break,
commercials.
and we find out what's really going on.
We did that. We said, "Hey, get over here," and I said,
This
"We
didn't
asked
fit. We
you."
go, look, what the hell's the matter here?
And we got her to admit it. So
We haven't even addressed the fact that her fantasy is that man to shave his pubic hairs. Isn't that strange to anyone else in the room?
yes,
It all. I'm
it's
getting
all
back to-
par for the course
It's all
for sort of
something
Linda.
happened between age 8 and 10. I guarantee it.
The only thing that's really bothering me is the whole fact that he'll ask anybody.
Yeah,
No,
he's an
no.
abusive
We know
a-hole.
that
We've
part.
established that.
He's
We're
an
trying
idiot.
to figure out why you would even
What's up with
consider this
you?
an appropriate guy. Anything at all unusual between the age of 8 and 10? Do you remember those years between age 8 and 10?
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
And nothing weird.
No.
So laugh, hiding something. Did you move between? Did you move around a lot?
No, we've lived in the same area for, 12 years.
What did your stepdad do for a living?
My stepdad is a dairy farmer.
Dairy. And did he ever try to get any milk from you?
No.
No. How about cottage cheese? And he didn't ask you to get any sour cream from him?
Oh, no.
No. Okay. All right. Hey, Linda.
Wait, let's leave her on hold and think about things.
All right. I want you to think about. I want you to really. So stepdad didn't drink and mom didn't drink.
Nope.
Did he?
Did you do drugs at all?
Did he make?
I did. I mean, in high school, I mean, pot here and there, but
Did he make you? Would he sort of idealize you, make you feel like a princess and that sort of thing?
No.
He didn't. Did he rely upon you to sort of confide in you?
Nope.
Have you been extraordinarily sexually active? Like, have you had mad sex since you were 14?
No.
Lots of guys? No, not lots of guys.
Do you have any kind of imbalance or anything?
Nope.
You ever been checked out?
I've had no imbalance. Nope.
How old was your mother when she had you?
My mother was 22.
Yeah. She got other kids?
She's got 2 more.
From where?
From my stepdad.
See, I should get a little something from mom having kids from other guys. Then I get a look, 50 cents. I did say mom had kids from other families, or from more than one guy.
This one isn't fitting. We got to let her simmer for a little.
All right, hang on, Linda.
Okay.
I want you to read the Bible while you're on hold. All right?
Okay.
And really think about being honest with us, please.
Nobody knows who you are. You can tell the truth.
Right. Don't get defensive, baby.
She's not been defensive.
No, but she's got a little of that. Nope. And the thing that's funny is when you start asking her questions that weren't attacking questions, like, did he confide in you? Did he cherish you? No.
Yeah.
Why do you have to shout no at that one? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, if someone said, did your dad cherish you? You'd go, I thought I was okay. What do you mean? Even just nope.
Yeah.
Just nope to everything. I can hear it in her voice. There's something going on. Because her life is total chaos.
Yeah, total chaos. With abusers through and through.
Yeah.
So whatever her perception of these people were is inaccurate.
And what was the deal with her having a kid with somebody else, but not
6
her
years.
husband, but having a relationship for 6 years?
It's total chaos. Total chaos.
How many months pregnant is she? She's 8 months.
Right.
And she's having threesomes? Isn't that a bit odd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'm a prude, but I don't know.
No.
Different.
Something could break. Jesus Christ. People need to be taken away from their kids. They really do. Jeff?
Yeah.
Hey, you're 20.
Hey, what's up?
You're on with Matthew Lillard from Lillard. Sorry.
All right.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Actually, I'm calling for Dr. Drew. I about a week ago or so, out of nowhere, if I remember correctly, it was probably when I woke up in the morning. I don't remember for sure. I felt a pain in my groin. It felt like somebody had kicked me in the balls. And
and you woke up and your roommate was missing a boot?
I live alone, so don't worry about that.
That's really spooky.
Oh, yeah. But the pain it lasted several days, and it's still a little tender, but there was no trauma to it or anything.
Wait, so you woke up with spontaneous pain in the testicle, no trauma to it?
Right.
And just on one side?
It's on the right nut.
How long did it last for?
It's still a little tender there. I mean, more so than usual.
Did it swell or anything?
What?
Did it swell or anything?
It's not swollen, but I was a couple of days ago. I was in the shower, and I decided, I've heard in health class and everything, to sort of check for lumps every once in a while, and I felt just a tiny little bump, and I realized that that's where it seems to be most sensitive. And
it's not. Is it real hard, that bump?
Give me a second. Check it out.
We'll put the phone down.
It's not. I mean,
it's not rock hard.
It seems to be the same. It seems to be the same.
Do you smoke a lot of weed, Jeff?
I don't smoke any weed. No.
Right, Jeff, here's the deal. Here, I have three concerns. One is
it is a little hard though.
I don't know what you're describing. I don't know if that necessarily is what the deal is here. I mean, spontaneous pain in the testicle can be a torsion where the testicle twists on itself and it cuts off its own blood supply, and that can be very dangerous.
That's bad.
2, hernias can get in there and strangulate. That can be dangerous.
That's why I always sleep with my nuts on the nightstand.
And 3, I worry about something that's growing.
In a glass of water. One time my grandmother put it in her mouth, and it was a disaster. And I didn't catch it. And she went out to the market, and she had my scrotum in her mouth, and she was trying to talk to the cashier. And then I'd actually put her dentures on where my scrotum would be, and it was a disaster. Don't ever sleep with your grandmother.
But Jeff, anything in there, anything that doesn't feel like it's part of the normal smooth contour of the testing needs to be checked out by a doctor right away. Okay? have it checked out. And if it gets painful again, have it checked out immediately because it could be a surgical issue if it's torsion or a strangulated hernia.
Check it out anyways, dude. Don't play with your nuts.
Absolutely.
Don't. I mean, if you're
Smokey says.
I smell a PSA coming on.
If you do not hesitate to check your nuts out if they're sore, especially between.
Hi, I'm Matthew Lillard. Do you remember me from Scream, and not Scream 2, but possibly Scream 3? You know, kids kid a lot about the scrotum sack, but it's no laughing matter.
No, but seriously, the ages of, correct me if I'm wrong, Drew, but it's 20 to like 35 is your testicular cancer strikes between 20 and 35. My best friend, testicular cancer.
Yep.
Really?
He's 26.
Right.
The man next to me
has
one testicle in his body right now.
Really? And it's in his ass.
Yeah.
No.
No, but seriously, I mean,
They had to remove. Hand the mic over to him, by the way. What happened? And when did you notice it?
I noticed it like when I was 25. Just kind of felt a lump down there as he did. Felt the pain. There's a lump there. I'm like, I know I don't have 3 nuts. What is this? Went to the doctor. My general practice doctor had diagnosed it as epididymitis, which is like swelling of some tube.
Drew, would you jump in and spit that thread out?
Could you help me out?
Epididymitis, which is the cap on top of the testy. It gets inflamed pretty easily.
Right. So he gave me some antibiotics. The pain went away, but the lump stayed. Went to a urologist. You have cancer. Went in, removed the testicle. Had spread to the right side of my lymph nodes. Had
chemo.
I actually had the operation. Had the dissection. Had 2 cycles of chemotherapy, went bald the whole 9 yards, got a bunch of sympathy cards, but I'm fine now, which is like over.
It's a curable cancer.
You're very curable. I've been fine for 2 years. I have a checkup next week, actually.
Well, Drew, do one tonight.
No.
Please, get it out. Hey, did they put a prosthetic nut in there?
That's a funny story. They actually had asked me if I wanted to put a prosthetic in there, and at the time I was really scared. I'm like, I don't want, and just take it out. I don't want anything in there.
Right.
About 2 years later, I said, you know what? I want a prosthetic in there.
Sure.
I go to the doctors with all the scare on silicone and everything. Apparently, they had stopped making the silicone testicles.
Right.
So now they have no prosthetic to put in there. So I'm on a waiting list for a testicle.
From a pig or where do they get them?
I don't know. I don't know exactly what.
You're on the waiting list for a prosthetic testicle?
Apparently they're going to start making them again or marketing them again. Right now, before they were silicone, and now there is none.
Right. God bless you. And they couldn't whip up a saline process. I guess there's not enough money in that.
I've seen sort of like acrylic glass type things. Not real glass, but these hard ones.
Drew, couldn't you pretty much sterilize just about anything and put it in there?
No.
I mean, but he could. I mean, something like glass you could, couldn't you? Or gold or something like that. I mean, whatever they pack in your mouth.
Do you want glass in your nut, though? I mean, isn't that a rule? You should not have
acrylic.
sharp
That's
objects.
true, yeah. You couldn't run by the pool with your nuts. That's true.
Hey, how do you like that for a friend, sticking them on the spot? Oh, by the way.
I'll tell you, I would put something of value in there in case I got in a pinch. And I don't know what, something I could barter with.
Just like, so when people spoke of the family jewels.
Right. There you
Literally.
go. Yeah, it's actually
But
put
that
a
guy should
diamond
go
in
get
there.
it checked out ASAP.
Of course,
because the longer he waits, the faster it spreads.
If it's tumor,
I thought I caught mine pretty early, but it had spread already.
Yeah,
so.
if it is tumor, it's important.
Very curable, though.
Right. And it's important to check, guys, every so often when you're in the shower, right? Get them there, check if anything's going. Or if you do what I do, when you camp, use the flashlight. You know that game where you rest your sack on top of the camping flashlight and other guys applaud?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
We're going to break, please.
Yeah.
Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. The phone number's 1-800-LOVE-191.
We'll be right back.
Loveline.
It's a programming glitch.
Loveline.
Can we talk here for a second?
Loveline.
They are treading water in a sea of retarded sexuality.
Loveline. Exclusively on Tucson's New Rock. 92.1 KFMA.
Hi, this is Dan,
John,
and Jake. We're Semisonic, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, you is. Matthew Lillard is here. The movie is She's All That. That's coming out January 29th. That would be on a Friday. Also, You got Wing Commander, Collectors, and The Curve. Is that any one of those you want to talk about?
No, there's actually another movie that's not on there that I want to talk
Put
about.
that on there.
Called SLC Punk.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah. I mean, I saw it in the bio.
That's good. That's good stuff.
What is that about?
That's a movie about the 1985 punk rock scene in Salt Lake City. Opens at Sundance on the 22nd of January. And that's the best movie I've ever done.
Weren't we...
Straight up.
Weren't we talking to somebody about...
Last night, who...
Donny Osmond?
Bad...
No, not Donny Osmond. Shut up, Mike.
We're talking to Bad Religion last night about the 80s punk scene.
Yeah, but we were talking to someone about the punk scene in Salt Lake in particular, but maybe it was just someone who was...
Who else do we know from Salt Lake City?
It must have been Donnie.
Well, Donnie's...
You met the guy twice in your life, Drew, for Christ's sake.
Who else do we know from Donnie?
What are you, the ninth Osmond? Must have been Donnie. You should call him Don.
Donnie Osmond, what the hell?
All right.
You have to use for... He's
from Salt Lake.
Right, Adam Carolla.
All right, his kid's in a punk band over there.
That's right.
We're talking to Donnie Osmond about, he was a little freaked out because his kid, when your dad's Donnie Osmond, you got to go south in a hurry. I mean, think about it. Your dad is Donnie Osmond.
You're going to get beat up on the playground.
Right.
Anyway.
So you got to go hardcore in a hurry.
Yeah.
So his kid went kind of hardcore and is in a punk band. And Donnie's, I think, was a little freaked out about it initially.
Oh, yes.
Seems to be all right with it now. Or not. These poor celebrities, they have kids and these kids just live to humiliate them. Drew, you got 3, you're going to be screwed. They just love to do it. I mean, think about all these celebrities. I mean, you got Marlon Brando's kid. He's like shooting people, and everyone's hooked on heroin, and it's just a disaster. Like Charlie Sheen. I mean, I don't know. Maybe everyone's family's a disaster, and they're just not in the media. But I'll tell you, if I become some kind of celebrity, I'm going to sit my kid down and say, "Listen, I swear to God, I'll put a bullet in the back of your head. You F around." Listen.
If you embarrass me one time,
that's it. You get caught with one transvestite, you OD once on heroin, you blow like the mayor's son, whatever it is. That's right. Do whatever the F you want, but if you get caught,
game over.
You will not make it to prison. I will have you put down before you get in there. And the worst is then the politicians and stuff, these mayors, and you got like the mayor of Pasadena and his wife screwing around. You got the police chiefs, daughters like in Vegas doing something, or son, I can't remember what that story is. I'm just, you know what? I got a new policy. Actually, I play it safe. If I run for office, I'm going to kill my family. I'll make it look like an accident. I'll hire a drifter to burn the trailer or something. But I'm going to just kill the family because I can't chance it. I know you're at Yale now, son, and things seem to be going well, but you understand, S happens, and it happens in a hurry, and I can't take any chances I'm running for office. Frank.
Hey, guys.
Hey, you're 37. What's going on there?
First of all, Matthew, how was it to work with John Waters, and did Ricky Lake didn't she just make you want to choke her?
This is before Ricky did her talk show.
But did she have that attitude? Was that her persona back then? She was also one of John Waters' favorite daughters in his movies.
Are you talking about Serial Killer or
Serial Mom?
Serial Mom,
Mom.
Was she running the set, or
No, Kathleen was running the set just fine without Ricky Lake.
Oh,
but how was the shoot? Did you have a good time?
That was great. John Waters is a brilliant kind of guy.
Would you work with him again?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
What are you, his agent? Jeez.
No, I was just, that's the first movie that I saw you in, and I happen to like John Waters. And
good stuff.
We met him.
John Waters was on our show.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
True. Yeah, we met him.
That's what I thought.
Anyway, guys, Drew and Adam, I called you a couple months ago about a therapist that I was seeing that I told you that I was attracted to, and I was having problems holding back.
I remember this.
Okay, well, I've broken through on the subject that I want to talk to her about, and I'm addicted to sex, and so I finally talked to her about it, and that's going okay. I then proceeded to tell her about my entire sex life up to my current age, and things are going okay there. We are talking about it, which is good, but I wanted to add on to my work by.
It's fascinating, Frank. You say things are going okay as though she took it fine. She's managing the material well. That's what she does for a living, Frank.
Who's paying who?
Yeah, this is what you do in therapy, and this is the stuff you talk about.
Well, I built it up to something like my concern was how she was going to feel about it when I told her about it. I was concerned how
You don't want to break the
felt.
kid's heart.
Okay, but
That's all your issues, not hers.
I built this subject up so big.
But understand,
that it was going to be the end of the world if I told her.
That's right. So you understand if you're
And it just didn't turn out to be as bad as I thought it was going to be.
you understand that sex has always been what you use to as a surrogate for intimacy, and so as that relationship got going, naturally, sex had to be the way you connected with that person.
How graphic did you get in your descriptions of your sexual depictions?
I wrote down a timeline from my first erection when I was a kid up till my latest sex addict binge.
And did you get real specific about the acts?
No, she was kind of like, as soon as I told her I wrote this timeline down, she kind of like, whoa, you don't have to get specific. And I did not talk specifics. I just talked about, the acts that I have done from my beginning as a sexual being.
All right. But your question was you were attracted to her, right?
That was a part of it. That was a part of my holding back.
And I'm sure that settled down a little bit.
Yes, it has. Okay, now, what I wanted to talk to you about, Drew, since you're an addiction specialist, is in addition to doing the work with my therapist, I decided to call Sexaholics Anonymous.
You decided, or she encouraged you?
No, I did that even before I told her about my sex life. I did that on my own.
Are you alcoholic?
No, but my father's what you would call a dry drunk.
Okay.
He's an alcoholic who did not go forth and work on himself.
Do you think you're an alcoholic?
I think I could be. But, my addictions that I have had is food and sex. Those are my two addictions.
You've never had a substance?
No, not I.
That's a rough combo because it's hard to get laid when you're fat,
And that
one almost cancels out the other.
Adam, not when you're addicted to hookers. That's my problem.
Yeah.
That's my
like
problem.
that Chris Farley.
Anyway,
was that his deal?
I guess he's addicted to hookers. You addicted to hookers?
That is the sex that I use. I have sex with hookers, and I would ration it out to once a month. But it's been. I went on a binge 2 months ago over a weekend. I had 5 or 6 different hookers in one weekend.
How? That's a whole week for me.
That's
weekend.
what I called Sexaholics Anonymous.
How much does a hooker cost these days?
Well, a buck.
A buck. Oh, buck.
$100?
Yeah.
And where do you just go get them off the street?
Well, it's funny. The one that I regularly see is a bored housewife who is anal retentive about germs. So
That's
I
good.
feel
That's
kind
healthy.
of safe about that.
That's healthy.
Wow.
And I did get tested in the past week or two, and I'm clean as a whistle.
Does her husband know?
She's been living with this guy that for about 12 years, who she does not have sex with, and he hasn't a clue.
Wow.
What she has told me.
And you go to her house?
Well, what I do is I go get a hotel and
And now
get away from the world.
What do you pay her? Like $150?
I pay this lady $110.
But then you got to tip out, right?
No, she works on her own. And she's pretty cut rate, and she's
How did you find her?
So she avoids the middleman and passes the savings on to you.
Exactly.
Right. You see, the way you say, now how can this woman charge such cut rate prices? I mean, how can she pass along these kind of savings? And the answer is volume.
Low self-esteem, maybe? I don't know.
All right, so.
Okay, Drew, this is what I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
As well as working with my therapist on this problem, I called Sexaholics Anonymous.
Yeah, got it.
Now, the problem that I have with that organization, and one of the person that called me back told me about this was, well, first of all, I don't like the higher power / religious angle. That turns me off.
Understand that the purpose of that.
I did go to ACOA, and I did not follow through because of that.
Understand that the purpose of a concept of a higher power is just to get you outside of your own head.
Okay.
So you don't rely on your own will to make decisions, because that's part of the disturbance is a disorder of will. You can't control these things.
All right.
You have to have faith that something will take care of it.
Frank's got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And he's got addict-type energy.
Yeah.
Don't you hear that?
Oh, yeah.
How much you weigh, Frank? It'll just be funny.
I'll tell you what, I'm a 5'4" version of Chris Farley.
Oh, really? So you're
I got the red hair and the chubby cheeks.
Are you up around over 3?
No, I'm 220.
220, but 5'4".
5'4".
Yeah, that's a small Asian woman.
The second thing, Drew, this gentleman told me, and this is one of their standards.
Red pubic hair, Frank?
Oh, very red.
Okay, that's real. Now I got the whole picture.
Picture's painted. One of the
Just
standard.
like Chris Farley's, Drew?
One of the standard. Frank,
Just
tell
like
me.
Chris Farley's, Adam?
Frank, tell me what the guy said.
Okay, the guy said there are two other standards that would consider me a sex drunk.
Yeah.
If I masturbated.
Excessively.
Oh, no, he didn't go that far.
Yeah.
If I masturbated or if I had sex with someone who is not my spouse, I am a drunk. And I said that's a little constrictive, don't you think?
You're a drunk.
Yeah, sex drunk.
Sex drunk. Okay, sex addict.
Just use.
That was a Plasmatic song, I think it was, Sex
If
Drunk.
Doesn't everybody masturbate? Isn't that not a
That's
national
pretty common. Yeah.
Hold on, let me think back to the late afternoon today.
Yeah.
Okay.
But don't take issue with a single individual he spoke to on the phone. I mean, this is get the essay Big Book. Okay, I think that's a very useful tool.
What's it called?
The essay Big Book. They have their own Big Book. It's got a plain white cover on it.
Comes in pop-up now,
and I
too,
said
doesn't
I
it?
strongly urge you to read it. I think it's a very good little tool, and it might get you hooked back into the program. In a
Frank,
more
you need the
meaningful way.
essay. Let me just sum it up by saying this. We spent too much time with you, Frank, but you're a big man and you need a lot of time.
Thanks, Adam.
You got you're a good guy, by the way.
Thank you.
And you got a lot of energy. Man, you got that addict energy. You know what I mean?
Did you say addict or addict?
Addict.
Okay.
But I probably said addict. The point is whether you're doing the drugs or the booze or whatever, man, you got that energy. Because I hear it night after night. So you need to get yourself into this essay, straighten a few things out, and then just take that energy and put it toward your career or toward your diet or toward whatever. Because you got a ton of energy.
Thanks.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so just do that. You're fine. You're not even 40.
Get the essay
Just turn
Big
it
Book
around.
and read it carefully.
You know, the thing that's bizarre, I always think about this. I was just watching the Chris Farley story on the True Hollywood story, which I cannot stop watching. I cannot stop that show. It's heroin for me. You know, all they do is depict people that are strung out. I'm strung out on their goddamn show.
Well, they understand that.
They should do one about me, and it would be me sitting with my pants around my ankles watching their show. The Alyssa Milano story. Oh, great. But
I've seen it twice.
I keep thinking, where does the energy come from? I mean, they talked about the night that he died. He was at a party, and then he went to a bar, and then after closing the bar down about 3 a.m., he picked up a hooker, and he went to another party, and then they got some blow, and then he got another hooker. And after like the 17th hour, the chick said, and this is the hooker, the drug addict hooker said, I've had enough. I got to go home and take a nap. And he was like, don't leave. I'm still partying. And I think, for Christ's sake, we do 4 TV shows. I get home at 7:30 at night. That's it. I can't get off the sofa. Where does the energy come from?
It is that empty.
And if you could take that and steer it toward just about anything other than the hookers and the drugs, the guy would be a huge success.
Well, he was a huge success, too. I mean,
well, he was, but your basic person.
Addict doesn't have the chance to be.
Right.
The funny fat guy.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's got a ton of energy.
When you get that situation treated, the energy settles down.
Oh.
So.
Okay. You're probably right. All right, we're going to take a little break. And we'll come back.
I feel so liquidy.
Really? Why?
You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline will be right back. Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
Hello, this is the Mango from the Saturday Night Live, and you did listen to the Loveline with the Adam Carolla sauce and the Drew Man with the ass. No, you can't have me. No mango for you.
I love mango. Oh, okay. Matthew Lillard is here. The name of the movie is She's All That. That'll be out Friday, January 29th. And then SLC Punk will be out. When's that out?
We premiere at the Sundance Film Festival January 22nd, and then we come out sometime in March or April. I don't know.
It must be nice to be, cool. I always figure, being an actor must be a cool gig.
It's not that cool. I mean, I got to tell you, it's not bad. I'm not going to complain, God knows, but I don't know if I'm cool.
Well,
For Adam, you are, Matthew.
listen, no,
People-
I don't
people
think you're
don't
cool,
think
but
you're
you're
cool.
perceived as being cool, and that's the good part.
Yeah, people perceive you as being cool. Look at you.
Oh,
got the
no,
bikini hat
please.
on.
No.
Oh, come on. People in Texas all over love you. Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
You get all those write-ins. and
Sure,
call-ins.
you might be cool. And
I don't know. You know, the thing is
Who gets
that
more fan mail, you or Drew?
I don't think either one of us get any, do we?
we don't know.
Drew has more stalkers than I do. That's how I judge
That's good.
That's how I judge dedication
Stalkers
by
are-
fans, and I don't have any.
Fantastic.
Drew, I handed you that magazine so you could see what the hell the Remy Zero thing was, because they're coming in tomorrow night.
Well, thanks for telling me about it.
Well,
You just threw the
I
magazine at
slid
me.
it over to you, and then you threw it on the ground.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me in print. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, number 2 on the list that we can't figure out. What list is that again, Drew?
The 25.
No,
Okay.
that right there. The high layer. I don't know. Whatever.
Do you have something there, Drew?
What am I looking for?
You're looking for the list that had Matthew on it, and then Remy Zero's got some sort of picture or article or something next to them,
Next to that.
next to that page. Angel,
Hi.
you're 14.
Yeah.
What's going on?
First of all, hold on. I gotta switch rooms real quick because my mom's sleeping. Hold on, okay?
Normally that puts you back. Okay.
First
Yeah.
of all, I wanted to say hi to Matt. Hello.
Oh, hey, what's up?
What's up? How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Just to let you know, like, you're my favorite actor.
Oh, yeah?
First of all?
Just in general?
No, in general.
That's nice. Thank you.
And, like, you know how, like, they have you fill out those things, like, oh, who would you want to kick it with most, like, at a table or whatever, right?
Yeah?
And, like, I always like Matthew Lillard, right? And,
Right.
like, all my classes are like, oh, who's that? And I have to go through the whole explanation. Oh, he's from Scream.
But as soon as you go through it, they know who he is, right?
Yeah. They're like, oh, is he that guy on the phone who was like, oh, my parents are going to kill me? They all know you from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, when you were on Senseless, I loved you on that, and you should really get all those, like, earring things.
You think I should get piercings all over my face?
Yeah, you should. It looked really good.
Hey, Angel.
Yeah.
I'm no psychologist, but did you want to kick it with the serial killer? Smacks of something wrong.
Yeah, you want to talk about that, Angel?
What's that impulse?
What's all that, girl?
Shouldn't you be into one of the NSYNC boys or something?
No, not really.
All right.
I don't
She's
like...
got excellent taste.
All right.
I can't stand them, to tell you the truth. But,
Did you love Scream?
Oh, I bought it.
You know, it's weird. I never really thought about it, Drew. As Drew desperately looks for this thing.
I can help here. I can find it fast.
Oh, there it is. That's it. That's good. Okay. Now, the point, here's what I was going to say. Scream is to Angel, in a way, Drew, let's do some math here. When did, let's say, The Exorcist or Psycho's earlier, but when did Exorcist come out? Like 72 or something like that?
70.
A little later than that. 'cause
73, yeah.
I was around. So
You were around.
It was late 70s.
I mean,
No. Oh, no, it was early.
No, not late
No?
70s.
Exorcist.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may have seen it.
Positive.
You may have seen it come around again or something, but it definitely came out in the earlier 70s.
Right. That
Right.
was 80s. That was when I was there.
What was 80s? Tubular Bells?
Halloween.
This is Tubular Bells. This is from Exorcist.
That's from Exorcist.
It was Exorcist?
Yeah.
Yeah, you really got to bone up on your
no,
horror
my
70s
movies.
history.
The point is,
That was our wheelhouse, baby.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
when we're living large. The point is movies like Scream are sort of the Omen, Exorcist, whatever of what that was equivalent to us when we were 10
Yeah.
or 12 or 14,
Yeah.
which is kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
But I guess life moves on. Angel?
Yeah.
So do you want to say anything else to Matthew?
Yeah, I was going to ask you a favor, Matt. Could I get your autograph at all or anything or something?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
Where do you live?
Are you close?
I live in California,
Where?
like the Bay Area.
Oh, in the Bay Area.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
mail it or something.
Can you get your folks to drive you down to the studio?
Huh?
Can you get your...
Well,
No.
You know what? The best thing to do is go to my webpage, and the guy that runs my webpage will get you in touch with me somehow.
Why do you got a web page?
Oh,
Why does everyone have a web
I got a
page?
mad webpage. Check out my webpage. It is the bomb.
what is it?
I don't check out... We don't have a web page, do we?
MatthewLillard.com.
MatthewLillard.com?
Yeah.
The full name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you go to that, and you'll get her an autograph picture?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Look, don't break Angel's heart.
No, just email the guy, and he'll get in touch with me. Just tell me the woman Angel from Loveline, and we'll hook it all up.
Oh, okay. Dr. Drew, Adam, my question was, like, I have a really horrible time trusting people, like anybody, my mom, my aunts, my best friends, anybody. I just don't trust
Somebody
nobody.
take off on you when you were a little kid?
Huh?
Somebody
Well,
leave
I've
you?
never known my dad.
Oh.
And my brother got arrested, and he was like my only best friend, you know? And so I haven't really seen him since I was like 8.
How old is your brother?
He's 21, 22.
No, but he got arrested a long time ago.
Yeah.
What was he arrested for?
He was 16, and it's 6 years, and he's still in?
What was he arrested
He must
for?
have taken out a whole town, because you can't do 6 years anymore. Actually do 6 years unless you kill a busload of people.
No, dude, he was drunk, and he was shooting out of a car to join some gang, and he got caught, I guess, with possession of a handgun, which is 5 years, firing of a handgun, which is 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he hit a lady in the neck, so he got 2 more years for that.
Wait, 2 more years for hitting a lady, 10 for the gun, 5 for driving around with the gun. That doesn't make sense.
It's funny the way Angel structures her story, which is funny, first off, the tags were expired on the automobile. Secondly, he had a proof of insurance, but not a valid proof of insurance. Thirdly, he hit this bitty in the neck. And fourth, he did not use his turn indicator when he was firing out of the vehicle. Also, he rolled through a red, and he did not have the 120 feet following space between the vehicle in front of him. And it was dusk, and he didn't have the lights on. So, and he hit this chick in the neck with a gun. But, so, did she live
Yeah, it was the shell. I guess the bullet hit the ground, and the shell came up and
Oh, she shouldn't even press charges. Please. What's up with that? We live in such a litigious society these days. You're walking down the street, you get hit in the neck with a bullet casing. All of a sudden, everyone's got to pay. You know what I mean, Drew? That's the problem with this country. You take one piece of shrapnel in the neck, and Drew, I'm no doctor, but the neck basically is a pedestal for the head. It don't do nothing but hold your head up.
Yeah, you could just cut it out.
Yeah, it's not like there's nothing major running through there, is there?
You don't cover up any kind of scar you got. Turtlenecks.
Listen, you got
they made turtlenecks.
Little air, little blood, but you got air and blood running through your ass, please.
Got arteries on both sides.
Ridiculous. That's the man. You understand, Angel?
Huh?
The man trying to keep your brother down.
Anyway, there's a lot of stuff going on in your family, too, that created your brother and you. So
we're running real late. Hang on, Angel. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back and make you feel a little bit better after this.
I feel so liquidy. Really? Why? You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline will be right back.
Hi, this is Jamie Kennedy, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yeah, Matthew's arch nemesis. All right, we got to take a quick 10-second break, and then we'll be back with more Loveline right after this 10-second break.
This is Loveline on
Radio
Station.
Illegal broadcasters.
92.1 KFMA, Green Valley, Tucson.
It is, Loveline, I'm Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew. Matthew Lillard is here. Thank you. All That is the name of the movie, coming out the 29th of this month. That would be Friday. Also, SLC Punk, which is just heading into the Film Fest, and not quite sure what that release date will be. Is that true?
April sometime.
April sometime.
Sometime later this year.
All right, we just wanted to wrap up with Angel and tell Angel, who's a fan of Matthew's, but not a fan of her immediate family, that... Baby, you got it tough. I mean, and there's really nothing we're going to be able to do over the phone. But you're 14 and you got your head screwed on pretty straight, especially considering all that you've seen in your short time here on Earth, you know?
Yeah, so, what do you think I can do, to help, for me to trust people, you know?
Start building friendships.
I kind of like her not trusting people.
I have so many, right? And it's I don't trust none of them. I have, really close best friends and just, really close whoever.
Well, you're going to have to let them in a little more genuinely. You're going to have to trust them little by little on certain areas and really let them in.
And a lot of it is just time. I mean, there's nothing you're going to do tomorrow.
No. And work on it.
But don't try to trust everybody, because there's people out there that don't deserve your trust.
True.
Linda.
Yes.
You're 24.
No, Linda's our...
Oh, yeah.
On hold.
That's
Yes.
right.
Uh-huh.
We're revisiting Linda.
And we put her in the sweat box, the Cool Hand Luke sweat box down there, because we spoke to Linda right at the beginning of the show. She's 8 months pregnant. She's got a boyfriend or husband who likes to have threesomes. Also, did he actually have the threesome with you and the other woman who was 8 months pregnant?
No, it
He
was
ju-
with somebody else.
But he had one not too many months ago with you.
It was about 10 months ago.
Right. And you have another little girl.
Mhm.
How old is she?
She's 3.
And that's from another guy.
Yes.
And that guy's out of the picture?
He doesn't want anything to do with her.
He doesn't want anything to do with the daughter. And
strangely, just like Linda's dad.
Just like Linda's dad. But Linda had sort of said to us, and we gambled on Linda.
And I won. That's my $3.
Yeah, well,
So
wait
far.
a minute now, Hot Shot.
So
Because,
far.
well, hold on,
Double or nothing?
Mr. Website. I figured out that her mom had a couple of kids through a couple of guys. At least I got something there. But we were really looking for some wholesale abuse. And we were looking for some physical abuse.
She had the father of the previous girl was severely abusive. She was in this...
Well, not severely. He'd done it a couple of times.
And she was with this other guy all throughout that relationship. Some weird thing there.
Right.
All this chaos. She started having sex when she was 14. Lots of
All right,
stuff.
let's play the good cop, bad cop. Understand I'll be the good cop. Linda?
Yes.
We're on your side, baby.
Okay.
We're trying to come up with some reason why you've had the kind of life you've led. And according to you, you're raised in a semi-decent environment, which just means
Stepdad was perfect.
You're whacked out all on your own.
Oh, it wasn't perfect. I mean, the only thing I could really think about is that my parents were those hardcore Catholics that said, sex is bad, sex is evil. If you have sex, I'll kill you.
Really? Oh, that will do it.
They said, I'll kill you?
No, I mean, it was
sex and sex kills.
They wouldn't. And when I got pregnant. I was the black sheep of the family.
Why?
I just always...
I mean, when you got pregnant?
When I got pregnant when I was 21, I came back home because I was living with the guy that I got pregnant by. Me and my husband, we weren't together when I got pregnant by this other guy.
But you were with him though.
No. It was an off and on relationship, and now when we were off.
Why were you always the black sheep of the family?
I'm always the one that got the tattoos, the one that went out and
We understand that you're the one that did all this. Why?
I don't know, it's just something to do.
What did it do for you? I was bored.
It was-
There we go. I'm bored, so yeah, I did it.
It wasn't that. I mean, it was the peer pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all about I can really think. I mean, they were...
And what's the deal with your biological dad? Did he turn out to be a boozer or something?
My mother said that he was that she got pregnant. She told him she was pregnant, and he said, well, get the hell out then.
Yeah.
She did.
Sounds like he could have been a little abusive before that, though.
She said that he wasn't, so I don't know.
But
if he was, she's not telling me.
he kind of had to have been because you got hooked up with an abuser, and there's something going on there. There's like some weird sort of a symbiotic relationship between you and your mom in terms of you've sort of went down her path in your own weird way.
Do you have sisters and brothers?
Yeah, I have a brother and a sister.
Are they abusive or have they been abused?
Nope.
Did your mother talk about how religion saved her from this past that she had?
Nope. She more or less let me take my own, when it came to the religion part, she just more or less said the sex thing was evil, but let everything else slide. I could lie, I could do whatever, but when it came to sex, that was bad.
All right. Well, now they're paying the price. But the question is why do they need to pay the price? We would speculate they did something to get you pissed off at them. You seem kind of angry at them.
Actually, I was probably
Think
angry
about
with
it.
my mother for a long time because she didn't tell me who my real father was until I was 16.
I definitely get those $3.
But I've gotten over it. I mean, I've known why she lied.
But listen, the point is you come from a family that said don't have sex, so you had a lot of sex, and who said don't do this and don't do that, and you went out and got tattoos and had a lot of sex and had a real chaotic life. And a lot of that has got to be a sort of an FU. So
not really. It
all
really
right.
unless it was done on a...
All right. Well, then listen, Linda. Then listen to me. God damn it. You got 2 kids. You got 1.5 kids. You understand? And you're acting like some kind of a drunken French whore. Please, on behalf of your kids, knock it off, would you? Do you have to bring the same kind of chaos? I mean, is it become your life's work to inject the same chaos in your poor little daughter's life as was injected into your life? Do it.
The same.
The same. What is the same?
Because when I was brought up with the whole sex is a bad thing, and I don't want my daughter to have the reverse of it. I don't want my daughter to think that she can go around having sex with everybody, and that's okay.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
that statement didn't make a lot of sense. No.
She's assuming that if
her daughter,
her thinking's all screwed up.
And if I let my husband see it, if I let her see it, she doesn't see it.
Of course.
She doesn't say anything.
She doesn't see a thing, but she feels everything.
Yeah, she feels it.
But I know that kids are very, very intelligent, and she'll get, especially my daughter.
It's not even intelligence. It's just sort of intuitive or whatever. They feel it. I mean, the mom is chaotic and dad's a prick, and that's what they know.
I can't let. The thing is that he is being a father. He's a very good father.
No, he's not.
Yeah, is he a good husband? Because he sounds like a louse of a husband.
No, he is. He takes. Okay, when this pregnancy, I've had some problems with it.
Right.
And he, I haven't worked. He hasn't, I didn't have to work. I didn't have to do that. He put me through school. He did all this, and the only thing that he has is that threesome thing. Besides that, that's it.
Yeah. We could get a little more out of him. Yeah. Believe you me, we could get more out of him, Linda. There's more than that.
If he loves you, it wouldn't be an issue. You say no, you move on, you fulfill this fantasy.
Right. All right, you did it once. Now
I told him it's either. I told him not very long ago. It's either me or the fantasy.
Oh, he's such a great guy, and this is the only thing.
I told him it's either me or the fantasy, and he kind of let.
What's he do for a living?
He is also a dairy worker. He also is a blue. Yeah, he's dairy worker. Maintenance.
All right. Well, I guess you get horny working around all that livestock. Don't you, Drew?
Yeah, but you can take it out on your wife.
All right. Listen, Linda's in a ton of denial because, first off, this guy's a great father and a great husband, except for the part about the threesomes with the pregnant chick.
And me leaving him. Yeah. And me gonna leave him because he won't let up.
Yeah, and I'm going to leave him.
And she said she liked it the first time. Well, it shouldn't be an issue.
Right. And Linda's family, everything's fine with the family except for a few major things. and the fact that she's basically, they told her whole life don't have sex, and she's really
screwing with that.
She's really screwing with that one. Isn't it funny when you tell your daughter your whole life don't have sex, and basically threesomes become her hobby?
But can't you just have like a backlash? Like in 8th grade, if your parents just said don't smoke, you say you go out and smoke cloves until you figure out you don't want to smoke. I mean, can it just be a backlash?
Yeah,
I mean, why does she have to be raised?
It can be a backlash, and that's an interesting point, and kids will rebel. But first off, she ain't a kid, she's 24. And number two, there can be a sort of a temporary backlash, but to sort of really keep it up, I think you have to be pissed at your folks.
Right.
To really make a career out of it, like Linda
it sounds like she's between a rock and a hard place anyways.
She is. Here's the deal. It doesn't
sound like she has a lot of options in the world.
Lay it out to this guy. Be a good mom. Stop screwing around. And don't get pregnant again.
Oh, don't get pregnant.
Don't stop having the kids.
Great stability for your kids.
Julie, you're 14.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, he's a great dad. Oh, boy. Jeez. And a great husband. No. Julie?
Yeah.
What's going on there, baby?
Okay, I met a guy about 6 months ago on the...
Give Matt the money, by the way. The whole Catholic thing.
Thank you, $3. And abandonment.
Yeah, both.
I had both.
Good work.
Right.
And, he's turned out to be gay, and his parents are broken up, and I'm always being, attracted to gay guys, and, I'm attracted to guys with problems a lot, and I don't know why.
Give us some hints. Why do you think it might be?
Well, I don't know. It's even my nothing ever happened. My parents are together. Nothing tragic happened to me as a child. Ever since I was about 10 years old, I've been attracted to guys with problems. I always wanted to be not really a healer, but whenever I was a little kid, I would be attracted to the guys that were real sissies or something, or the girls that were really rough. I'd always go opposites of what was quote unquote normal. I'm
You play any acoustic guitar?
What? Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, why?
She's a folk singer in training. She's a folk singer in training.
You're gay. Why is she gay?
True. Let me ask her that. Do you like the ladies?
Not exactly, no.
Okay. Just keep an eye on that.
Denial. What do you mean not exactly? What does not exactly mean?
Well, no, I've experimented with girls and stuff, but they're not my...
14,
14. Jesus Christ, I wish I experimented with a girl at 14, for Christ's sake. What do you mean you've experimented with girls?
Well, let's say at a party or something, I was dared to make out with a girl, so I did, but it wasn't a big deal or anything.
Yeah, but you got a little momentum that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think you're?
Why are you picking up on that?
Do you think
the whole thing about I just the folk music and the I like the sissy guy
that.
on the
I said the
well
folk
I brought up the acoustic guitar thing. That's where I was heading. She was who do you like most? Who do you like better, Peter, Paul, or Mary? I think Mary.
They are.
Oh man, you are so unhip. You know Peter, Paul, or Mary, Drew.
Did you like Puff the Magic Dragon or something?
Oh yes, that's right.
I like Puff. Okay.
Yeah. Was that some kind of drug song or what? I don't know. All right, Julie.
Yeah.
You're kind of confused. You're hanging out with you're dating the gay guy.
So you like you like gay guys? Is
Yeah,
that
but she
the
likes
problem?
to fix. She likes to
I'm like
fix.
attracted to them. It's like I can like have a relationship with the guy that's like not gay, but I'm like the guys that I like get like really close to or like they're like really like intimate with me or something. Like they tell me like everything and we're always like together. They're gay and I don't know why.
See, I would predict either over-intrusive parents or alcoholic parents.
No.
That would be my guess.
Neither.
Mm-hmm.
What are your parents like?
Huh?
What are your parents like?
What do you mean?
What kind of parents were they?
Well, they're.
How do you answer that question with what do you mean?
I don't understand what he's saying.
What are your parents like?
They're like Jewish and like.
Not
They're
intrusive.
both in real estate.
Oh, listen, if they're Jews and they're in real estate, they're intrusive. Believe me, they probably show your room while you're in it, like masturbating or writing in your diary. Darling, chewing with the big clamp-on earrings. The Katzmans are coming over. Put a dress on. Come on, they're both in real estate. Real estate people are like they're almost as bad as. I'm trying to figure. I'm going to sit down and write it down once. I know publicists are the absolute worst people on the planet, but realtors are a real tight second, and followed by travel agents. Realtors are really like travel agents who drive around bad cars and show condos.
Hey, that's not true. We have a Mustang. That's a good car. I'm sorry.
All right. But your parents are Jewish, which is the most intrusive of the religions. It really is, and they're into real estate, which is a very intrusive. It actually involves entering people's homes. I mean, it's that intrusive. You actually go into other people's houses.
Of the occupation is intrusion.
Julie, do you ever have an eating disorder?
No.
You never had any issues with food?
No.
All right, but
She's gay.
Are your parents
She's gay.
are they a little pushy?
Sometimes, like if they like ask me to do something and then I procrastinate like for like a week or so or something.
See, when kids come from intrusive parents, it's very hard for them to perceive what's going on because the parents never let them really develop separately from them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a real enmeshed situation where they can't, they don't see it as that. That's just the way parents are, right? I mean, they're fine. They're just parenting.
Right.
She's 14?
Yeah.
Do you have a curfew?
Huh? Well, like only when I go out because I have a close friend. She's 17. I've been friends with her for like my life.
Are they really militant about you calling and coming home and?
Yeah, because
they keep tabs on you like 24/7.
Not 24/7, but like because we had a bad experience where one of my friends went out went out like cruising or something and like got in a really bad car accident.
Mm-hmm.
So like they let me they say just take my cell phone if anything happens, call, but like be home by like midnight or something.
All right, Julie.
Mm-hmm.
Then this is your issue. And somehow you've manufactured it in this utopia you've grown up in, and I don't know what it is, but start following straight guys. I mean, start going out with them.
Or start, if you're gay, then embrace that thing.
I know, but like I try to go out with guys and stuff, but like they're always like so like pushy and they're always like jocks or like they always have like this like ego thing going on.
Go out with a drama geek.
Yeah,
they'll treat you right.
Speaking of gay. Would your dad commit suicide if you were lesbian?
No.
He wouldn't?
He's not homophobic at all.
Mom? Mom?
No. My brother would, though. My
Oh.
brother's very homophobic.
Okay. All right, Julie, you sound all right.
Okay.
Do your own thing.
Thanks.
All right, I know we're no help at all. She's 14. I thought I was talking to a 28-year-old secretary.
That's part of the deal there.
Yeah, the Jewish religion. Well, at 13 you're a man, so at 14, what are you? Prostate inflammation? What are you? It's always the greatest part about the bar mitzvah is. See, I'm prime with the bar mitzvahs. I'm not Jewish, but I have some Jewish friends.
Some of my best friends are Jewish.
Yes, I love those Jew people. I really do. I love the pomp and circumstance around the religion. I love the idea that they hide food and money. I love all the ceremony behind the Jews. And the Jews really, and listen to me, all you Catholics and all you Protestants and all you Christians, take a lesson from the Jews. They're all good families. Now, they all may have their own kind of pain, but damn it, they stay together, and they put the kids through college. And all the Jewish kids I know, they love their folks. Their parents didn't kick them out of the house. They weren't junkies. They went to college. Everything turned out for these people.
They get stuff done.
The Jews, when they were done building the pyramids, they went right into law.
Banking.
But, yeah, I mean, they really know how to take care of business.
It's got to be wrong on so many levels.
It's true. They're
horrifying.
They take care of business, the Jews. They really do. And
can't you ever... go ahead.
No, there's no slacker Jews.
No, he's not.
He's got to convert. The parents, they'll disown him. But what the hell was I saying about the Jewish religion before that? Oh, the funny thing is so I'm 34 years old, so my friends are 34, 35, 33, and when they turned 13, that was 1977. 1977. And the bar mitzvah is traditionally really one of the world's aesthetically most unpleasing of all the ceremonies. You know what I mean? You got weddings, you got birthdays, you got whatever, funerals. But bar mitzvah, everyone dresses badly. And in 1977, these guys were getting bar mitzvahed 77, 78. So you're talking about a lot of collar and a lot of corduroy and a lot of hair. And every one of them was wearing braces.
And a lot of orange.
And a lot of burnt orange. And so here's in a big fat tie, right? Oh, and God forbid the tuxedo was rented. The brown velour tuxedo.
The shiny shoes.
The burgundy with the patent leather shoes and the buckles and the whole thing. So here are all these guys, and they all have a scrapbook with the bar mitzvah pictures in it. So if you can coax it out of them, and most of them keep them underneath their house in case chicks come by. But if you can get hold of that bar mitzvah picture from 1977, see Nate Wittenberg in there with the hair kinky like mine.
For life now.
Oh, yeah. It combed over to the side, smiling, all braces, some bad horn-rimmed glasses, and then just the world's widest collar and the world's broadest tie, and you go, he was a man. And the guy just looked like a mess. I mean, just a mess. By the way, how can you be a man when you can't get your learner's permit for another 2.5 years? All right. We're going to take ourselves a little break. I'm going to talk more to Matthew about I'm going to tell him what we call the sukkahs. True? Is that right? I'm going to explain that, and we'll be back.
Oh yeah, everybody now. Loveline will be right back. Loveline. Loveline. 92.1 KFMA. Loveline.
It's a programming glitch. Can we talk here for a second?
They are treading water in a sea of retarded sexuality.
Loveline. Exclusively on Tucson's New Rock. 92.1 KFMA.
Well, you know, Mike, sometimes you play those drops and then sometimes you don't, you know? I never know.
Just want to keep you on your toes, buddy.
Jeez. Dr. Drew still isn't here.
Drew, you are looking good. Drew, what'd you do, roll a pirate to get those shoes? Let me see those shoes. Your wife went and bought those.
No, this is Doc Martin gave me 2 pair of shoes.
2 pair?
Yes.
Let me see that
They're
shoe.
spectacular. Look at this.
Go give me the other pair they gave you.
No.
That is total BS.
Hey, you know what? That's a nice shoe.
Oh, they're awesome.
And
Doc Martin. And are these fabulous?
Jesus Christ.
You only got 2
It's got to be $180 worth of shoe.
It's
a nice shoe.
You couldn't harm these things either. You can wear these in construction site.
Oh, absolutely not.
And they're beautiful.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. It just struck me. Doing construction for many years, I always buy a pair of boots every year. And, you know, you get the steel toe.
Sure.
Then you get the steel shank, which is steel at the bottom, so you don't step on a nail and punch through. But the thing that was always funny is they always advertise oil-resistant soles. And I always thought to myself, how big a problem is oil seepage as far as your soles go? Is that something that's plaguing the nation? Anyone ever ruined a pair of socks because some oil had seeped through the sole of their shoe? And it was always a big selling point. Oh, now they got the oil-resistant sole. And I thought, I don't know what that's for. I don't have a problem with that. I think someone sort of made that up. It's like wax buildup on a furniture or something. It didn't really exist until somebody decided that it existed as part of a marketing ploy.
By the way, my wife called me, was all upset about your travel agent comments, and wanted to let you know you'll be traveling coach to Clemson.
Yeah, she left a message on my machine tonight about that.
All right.
I thought we don't fly coach anymore.
I don't know any of the details, so I'll find out.
Well, let's work on that.
Yeah, she's working on the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about Drew's wife is she's a real dynamo, this woman.
Yeah.
She's got She's got a lot of energy. And
Three kids?
that can work for you and work against you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it should be a positive thing.
Well, it
when it's
can
working
be.
on the side of good, it is.
Yeah.
I explained to her, I was talking to our management about her, and I said, listen, here's the deal with Susan, Drew's wife. She is like a handgun. In the wrong hands,
Deadly.
Very dangerous. But in the right hands, you want that firepower. You want the cops to have that. So as long as you got her working on your side and going at the people, everything's great. But if she ever turns in on you, you better run. She's got a lot of chutzpah. Joan.
Hi.
Hey, you're 18.
Yeah.
You've only been on hold for 89 minutes and 35 seconds.
Yeah, I know. My phone went dead. I had to switch phones.
Oh, yeah.
We ran out of battery.
Yeah.
Okay.
My problem is I was friends with this guy for like a year or so, and we were really good friends. We weren't like boyfriend or girlfriend or anything, but we ended up getting in a fight, and I'd always had feelings for him, and the fight was pretty bad. He ended up kicking in the windshield of my car, and
Jeez.
I was and we had to go to court about it and everything, and I mean, I haven't seen him or anything since court, and I still have feelings for him, and I don't understand why.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
I don't know what to do.
How did he kick the windshield of your car, by the way? Did he climb up on the hood?
He just jumped up, and I think he just meant to kick my car, but it like broke my windshield too.
I got to tell you, I wouldn't mess with this guy, by the way, but let me say this. I believe that at least 65 to 80% of auto glass breakage is caused from domestic disputes. The first thing, I've said this many times, although I haven't said it in a while, your car is like a piece of you that you leave out in your driveway unguarded.
Yeah.
And when people are pissed off, it's almost like you left one of your ass cheeks out on your driveway for someone to kick, spit on, urinate on, or break while you were somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And they always go after the car immediately. You know, in every good young person, nice breakup situation, the car suffers the most.
Mine did.
Yeah.
What was he bad about?
We had gotten in a fight, and he was hooking school, and I dropped him off early, and he got pissed off about it.
Hooking school. Okay. I like that. I like that.
Sounds pretty juvenile.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He just turned 18 the other day.
Mm-hmm. Seems like maybe you should find a guy who you have less energy with.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, that's not the only thing that happened between. I mean, he hit me and stuff, and
Get away! What are you thinking? Have some self-respect. He does not deserve you as a friend, as a lover, as anything. Stay away from the man.
What makes these guys look like an alpha male to his
What
woman?
makes you go to him?
I know.
Woman.
The guy's violent. Please.
Sorry.
Please, Joe.
Don't be sorry. Just get away. He's a virus. Stay away from him. There are human beings out there that won't treat you like crap.
Right.
Yeah.
Joan, go ahead and do that, would you? Please. You're 18. You're at a little bit of a crossroads here. Don't get in the habit of making nice with guys that beat on you.
Don't be a Ricky Lake show, for God's sake.
All right?
Something against Ricky Lake, don't you?
Get away from... That was a caller. Get away. Although Matthew didn't stop the caller. Get away from this guy, would you, Joan? Please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Bye.
Oh, boy.
It's crazy. I don't get it.
Well, somebody didn't make her feel good about herself when she was growing up. Maybe someone beat on her, and then she finds a guy who beats on her, and it's sort of acceptable. That's all. Believe me, when you take real healthy women and you beat on them, that's it. First off, you get hauled into the police. You get beat on by their brother or their dad. I mean, can you imagine if you tried to smack Ann over there?
Oh,
Jesus Christ! I tried to get a thing. Get me a coffee, and
smacks
for
you across
Christ's
the face
sake,
with the mug.
she goes at me with an oar.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And
Producer Ann.
Ann,
Yeah.
producer Ann.
I mean, forget about
She
it.
hit me coming in the door.
She hit on you. That's different.
Oh,
We're talking about hitting.
Okay, gotcha.
Not where you raise your hand.
Right.
Not where you raise your leg.
David.
David.
Yes.
You're 24.
I am.
What's going on there?
Same old trying to
Stuff.
Okay.
Same old stuff.
and get ready to...
3 words into being on the radio. Huh?
I don't know. To me, guys who... Hold on a second there, David, while we discuss your stupidity for a second. Guys who swear on the radio like David just did, here's my theory about stupidity. I learned this from watching a lot of Cops and a lot of People's Court. The dumber you are, the less aware you are of your enviroment.
You can't assess things.
You can't assess where you are, who you're talking
What's
to, or what
appropriate.
your environment is.
Yeah.
Like I'd turn on the People's Court, and there'd be a chick in curlers and a muumuu, and there's a guy wearing a making bacon sweatshirt, and it's like, hey, dickweed, you're in court. You can't
Televised. Not only you're in court.
Not only you're in court,
televised.
but you're on TV. You couldn't dip it a little deeper into the closet and find a shirt that perhaps had a collar on it. You're aware of this date for 3 or 4 weeks, I'm sure, if not 3 or 4 months. You have TV cameras and Judge Wapner there, and you couldn't rally to put a collar on your shirt.
It's not a lot to ask for, especially for judges.
And then you turn on Cops, and every cop has his gun drawn on some guy, and they're saying to the guy, lay down on the ground, lay down, and he's walking at them. What are you talking about? Lay down. There's 8 guys with pieces out, poised on this guy. They're yelling at him to lay down on the ground, and he's walking at them. He has not, by the way, put down the backhoe that he was threatening his wife with, and he's walking at the cops yelling, what are you talking about? See, that's an inability to sort of process where you are and who you're in front of is really... Tony Randall wouldn't do that. That's what I'm saying.
So what do you do? Do you take this guy's collar? Or is he...
Yeah, we'll talk to David. But I'm just saying, when you come on the radio and you just start working the S word in as if we were having a couple of beers after a hard day's work, it's a hallmark of stupidity. You can't convince me of anything other than that.
This guy is an asshole.
Please. David?
Yes.
Okay. What's going on?
Oh, not too much. I was just listening to the show earlier.
Okay.
And I noticed, because I hardly ever listen to your show.
That's going to get you back on hold again now.
This guy's an asshole.
Working them insults in.
He's got energy. That was very special type. No.
I know what you do. Put him on hold for a while?
Oh, yeah.
All right, David, you got to hang out for just a little bit longer, and you got to rethink that tune of yours. Really, please, the insults. I don't care about us, but I thought I was going to say something bad about Screen.
Oh,
and I want to get to it before that came out.
I'm very fragile.
Yes, I know the ego of
the artist. Artist, please.
Artiste.
Artist, thank you.
Bill?
Yeah.
You're 18. What's going on?
Hey, nothing much. I'm a counselor myself, and I just finished reading your book. It was really helpful. Thank you very much.
Wow. Really?
Whose book?
Yeah.
We got a book.
You've got a book?
Yeah.
It's called
the Adam Carolla book.
There you go.
Wow.
Very good book. I read it in 2.5 hours. Very helpful.
It reads fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, okay. I'm having a little problem. I went out with this girl for 3 years. She broke up with me because God told her to. And so since then, I've really had a tough time getting into relationships, and I really don't know why.
Hey, Bill, let me just make sure. I want to clear something up because it happened to me, the exact same thing. The confusion was it was a friend of hers named Todd who told her to break up with me, and I just want to make sure she doesn't know anyone named Todd.
Well, she's a radical Christian. She
okay, so it probably was God. So it
She
didn't make
fasts
sense
for 5 days at a time?
Yeah, in hopes that God would come down and talk to her.
And apparently he did.
Yeah.
What did he have against you?
Well, I mean, actually, I was like the model boyfriend. I was the kind of guy that gave other guys a bad name. It was like I had no clue why she broke up with me.
Well, here's my theory, Bill.
Yeah.
People that are really nutty religious come from... they usually have to kill somebody before you find God. This woman's nuts, obviously. And...
came from a nutty family.
Yeah.
She may need a guy that doesn't treat her so well.
Here's the question. All right, and this is going to settle it, actually. Is her family deeply religious, or did she just find Jesus because of some horrible trauma she had?
She's her family has always been very religious, but her parents had just gotten a divorce right before we had gotten.
See, she's going to be a lesbian or something. She's going to do something to... She needs something else out of her relationship.
I think her sister is acting out right now. Her sister went out and had sex just.
Well, that's something your ex-girlfriend needed to do too, apparently.
And so since then, I mean, I've gotten into small relationships, but nothing, you know.
How long ago did you break up with this?
About August of this past year.
Oh,
and
that's not that long.
I've done
long enough, though.
How long did you go out with her for?
About 3 years.
Were you sexually active?
Not at all.
Would you get anything?
No, I mean, we got to like third base or something, but that was like, you know, very,
what is third base?
far between.
We're trying to figure that out.
What's
To a lot
third
of
base
our
here?
callers, it's anal sex.
Yeah.
It really is.
It is. It's true.
Which to me is the dugout. You've actually mounted the Gatorade cooler at that point in the dugout. But third, I know we're trying to figure out, because there needs to be more bases or a bigger diamond or something. We have to work this out.
We need a whole different game.
Is there Canadian baseball with playing a bigger diamond?
The whole
Can we
game
play
has
golf? 18th hole? Third base, what is that? Groping aimlessly in the dark?
No, that's first base. Third base is about oral sex.
Third base is oral sex now.
Well, see, things are exaggerated.
Is that right?
Because first base used to be kissing.
She performed oral sex on you, or?
Yeah, once.
Once in 3 years, bro. It is the best thing that ever happened to you.
Wow. Once in 3 years.
You gotta get out of that relationship. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Oh, you gotta go away. You're
Yeah.
young. You're virile. Go find someone.
Bill?
Yeah, but see, that's the thing.
Bill, she's nutty, baby. Bill. She's 10 kinds of nuts. Just move on.
Bill, 3 years.
I'm having.
Bill's a little nutty, too.
I'm having.
I know you're having trouble moving on. That's why I'm demanding that you move on.
Bill, are you attracted to men at all?
Not at all.
Do you have friends?
Because, dude, what are you doing 3 years with a lady who is just not there with you? And you're
Well, I mean,
that age is
part of-
strange.
It's kind of part of my religion too. You know, I kind of wanted to wait till I was married and such.
All right, Bill.
Yeah.
You're doing what a lot of screwed up guys have done over history, which is getting really caught up over your first relationship, spending way too much time on it. And believe me, there'll be a day soon when you don't feel a thing about her. But you got to move. You got to expedite that. Don't wallow in it, buddy. I don't know any other way to say it than I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm telling you from experience, move ahead. All right.
Somehow.
Let's just say, hey, David?
Yes.
All right. Now you're going to be a good boy, right?
Right.
Okay. Now here's what we're going to do, David.
Okay.
You have some idea about a nut prosthesis?
Yeah, actually, I'm a manufacturer.
All right.
Here in the Central Valley.
Perfect. Hold on. It would seem to me, I don't know if we're in the Central Valley, but it seemed like that's the kind of thing that would travel well. I mean, it's the kind of thing you could pretty much send in just about anything, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely mailable.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about 2 33-cent stamps, and it's anywhere in the country.
Mail?
Yeah, I actually think so.
Hold on a second there, David.
Okay.
All right, because as we spoke at the beginning of the show, Matthew's buddy had testicular cancer and actually had to have one removed.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they remove it, obviously, aesthetically, it changes things. And so they can put a prosthetic nut back in the sack, but he chose not to do it. But now he's changed his mind and he wants 3. No, I think he just wants 2. And now they're saying there's a holdup because of this problem with the silicone nuts that they make, and they got to get them out of saline. And by the way, no conclusive evidence to prove that silicone has any adverse effects on anybody. This is one big thing cooked up by a bunch of lawyers and a bunch of screwed up chicks.
And Pamela Anderson.
Yes.
Yeah, she's got nothing against silicone.
No. As a matter of fact, she should be feeding the kid.
She's a poster child for silicone.
Absolutely. All right, we will take ourselves a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about prosthetic nuts after this.
All right. Okay. The phone number for Loveline is 1-800-LOVE-191. Loveline, I'll be right back. Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
Hi, this is Nev Campbell, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey.
Very ironic.
Matthew Lillard is here from, well, you know him from Scream and Serial Mom, but and a few other movies, but She's All That is what he's here talking about tonight. That's comes to theaters Friday, January 29th. Who else in that movie there, Matthew?
Freddie Prinze Jr., Rachel Lee Cook.
Freddie Prinze, I know what you did last summer. Fame, right?
Good guy, good kid. He's also in Wing Commander. Great guy. Big shout out to Freddie.
Mm-hmm.
Big shout out to lots of people.
And okay, that covers everyone. Who's the other than Freddie Prinze Jr.? Who else?
Rachel Lee Cook, Anna Paquin.
Ooh.
One of the Culkin posse's in it.
Really?
Yeah, one of the Culkin kids made the cut. What's his name?
That Anna Paquin. Didn't she win the Academy Award for the piano like 4 or 5 years ago or something like that?
No.
How old is she now?
16, I guess. I don't know. 16.
I'll tell you. I was more into her when she was 12. What's that mean, Drew? Is that bad?
What do you think?
Okay. David?
Yes.
You're 24 now. You work for a company that can manufacture Matthew's buddy a new nut and a new lease on life.
Yeah, no problem.
What do you do? I mean, where is this place?
I live in Modesto, California.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a CNC programmer. I program a mill. We also have a lathe, though, which would actually be able to make the curves that he'd probably need for his prosthetic.
Understand, it's not that nobody makes silicone objects, it's that no one will implant them.
Oh, really?
Right.
Isn't that the deal? They're beginning to manufacture things out of something other than silicone.
Probably Gore-Tex.
No one would implant the silicone.
Well, what have they figured? What does your company make primarily, David?
We make all kinds of different products. We actually do a lot of prototyping for like different canneries around the area. They figure they're going to do something a little bit different, a little bit more productive. They run it through us. We make the products. They test out the products.
Cannery?
And, you know, if they are more productive, we get the contract.
Well, what about something like stainless steel? Couldn't you do something?
You know, I was
do
thinking
surgical
that.
instruments.
I was actually thinking that while I was on hold.
Well, it would have to be, I think, thanks, by the way, David. A very generous offer, really, if you think about it. Stainless steel is what they make surgical instruments out of, right, Drew?
Yeah.
And they're able to sterilize those.
Yeah.
Then they go into your body with them. Now, they're not sewn into your body unless you're like some of Drew's buddies who actually leave the equipment behind and then actually sue the patients because of the loss of the tools. But couldn't one make something out of stainless steel, sterilize it, and then get it in there?
You've got a big weight distribution problem there.
It'd have to be hollow.
Yeah, it'd have to be...
Drew, what is the part...
Put chimes in it.
What is the...
Meditation ball.
Yeah, it'd be like that Humphrey Bogart movie where he was the captain that went nuts.
Caine Mutiny.
Was that the Caine? No, it wasn't the Caine Mutiny.
Wasn't it?
It was another movie. It was Humphrey Bogart, and he had those like 3 or 4 metal balls in his hand, and he was constantly doing that. He was put on trial.
Captain EO.
Can't think. That's what it was. Yeah. That's right.
That's right.
All right, where the hell was I? Drew, what is it about the body that attacks the foreign objects that way, and why does it decide to leave certain objects alone?
Certain objects are inert. Why they're inert, I don't know for sure.
But you could take something that was sterile, and it may not remain, it wouldn't be inert necessarily.
Correct.
Right. And other things they go after.
Right.
But it seems to me that organic material's definitely out. Like
out.
You couldn't use like knotty pine.
Right.
As your body would do what with that?
React. It would identify it as foreign.
Right.
And then
push it out.
And then just
push it out like a big splinter.
Yeah.
That'd be great, the process where your body was ridding itself of its prosthetic nut, though. God knows where to put. Probably push it out through the urethra, though, make you pay. Ricky?
Yeah?
You're 16.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening?
Okay, well, I have to take these friends at school. Well, supposedly they're friends. Anyways, they're, like, always, like, teasing me, like, making fun of me and stuff.
For what?
And,
what are they teasing you for?
I don't know. That's the problem. I try to ask them, like, what is it? Like, what's the problem? And, like, what are you teasing me about? Am I supposed to be your friend? I mean, and you're supposed to be my friend.
Well, let me give you a quick example of how you determine it's a foolproof method. Okay. This is how you determine whether or what they're teasing you about. You ready, Drew? I'm going to let you translate. You ready? Hey, fat ass. Now, what would they be teasing him about?
The fact that he's walking away?
You go, no, I'm going with weight here,
yeah,
Drew.
okay,
You missed that first one.
Right,
Let's try another one. Hey, Brillo head.
Hair, sure.
Hair. Okay, there you go.
Can I try one?
Yeah.
I'm
Wanna
good
try
at
one?
this. No, yeah.
Okay.
Translating.
Hey, likes to blow guys.
Gay male.
That's right.
Thank you.
There you go. So, Ricky,
Yeah.
what are they yelling at you so we can go ahead and translate it for you?
Well, they don't yell at me, but I mean, we're like at school, right? We're just talking,
Right.
or whatever, and they just start. Okay, we just like start talking about stuff, and then like something may come up, like, I mean, like one of my friends, they just blurt out anything. They say, Ricky, like, you're gay or whatever, right? So like, why are you calling me gay for? I'm not gay, right? So then because they have another friend, and then he starts saying, yeah, you like to give guys blowjobs.
What are they picking up on? Why is that?
I have no idea.
All right, Ricky,
There has to be something.
I'm only being mildly sympathetic because you've been on hold for 80 minutes, and I feel as if I should offer some constructive advice for someone who's been on hold for 80 minutes. But you're 16 years old. Why don't you just get over it? You hang around with guys. I mean, my friends tortured each other endlessly in high school, and I'm not just talking about verbal stuff. I'm talking about physical torture. Do you understand? One of them actually built a rack. I mean, these guys were whizzing on your leg. I got hit with human feces in the ear during school.
Those are the signs of affection.
When I was a kid, I walked 5 miles
in feces.
Those are offerings.
Yeah, I mean,
when they really were pissed at you.
Oh, I mean, these guys are brutal. So
unless there's only one reason why it'd bother you, and that's because you're gay.
Yeah. Now, is that true?
No.
No. All right. So you're hanging around with guys. You're 16. Listen, if you really think they're doing it in a malicious way, and you really don't think that if push came to shove, these guys would stand up for you and all that kind of stuff, then get rid of them. They're not your friends anymore. But in terms of just the sort of general hazing, oh my God.
That's nothing.
I mean, with my buddies, it was, and this is not even 16. I mean, this is 26. Relentless. Just, it was relentless. If, God forbid, one of them found out that something happened with you and a girl or something like that, I mean, you actually had, my friend Don was working for his dad for a while, and every time, there used to be this song by Donna Summer that went, he works hard for the money. Anyway, every time Don walked in a room, Ray would break into, he works hard for his daddy. And that was his song,
Brutal.
And it was just nonstop. Whatever it was, anyone could figure out that's exactly what they went for.
Right. If you had a weakness of any type.
Yeah, if it bothers you, that's when it gets good.
Thank God one of us didn't have leukemia or Lou Gehrig's disease or something. They would have they would have felt bad for about a day, and then they would have went right for it.
Yeah.
So that is what 16-year-olds boys do. That's absolutely what they do.
We call Rob the wrecking ball.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
That's good, see?
Yeah, the whole one nut thing is there's some first
room
is like, how's the cancer going? Are you all right? You're out of trouble? You're not going to die? All right, let's come up with some nicknames that involve one nut. That's your next order.
Wonder?
That is your next order of business.
Yeah, we all pull sack at the bar. What do you do? What are you?
All right, we're going to take ourselves a little break. Drew wants to go do something, and we'll be back.
Call 1-800-LOVE-191 to broadcast your problems to the public. Loveline will be right back.
Tucson's new Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
All right. Well, that's it with the show, y'all. Thanks for the facts on the titanium nut. Matthew, thank you for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure.
Thanks for the bread. Again, She's All That, Friday, January 29th, hitting the theaters. Look for that. Also, SLC Punk, Collectors, The Curve, Wing Commander, and a whole bunch of other movies, possibly even Scream 3. Remy Zero being here tomorrow night. And the cast of Zoe Duncan and all the other guys' names. Is it Jack and Jane? Yeah, the sitcom that didn't exist 3.5 days ago, and now is won its fifth Emmy before it's even hit the air. I've seen more commercials for that thing. So until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
Mommy. This has been Loveline.
The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station.
And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment.
Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingle. Now, please listen to this station longer.
Illegal broadcasters. 92.1 KFMA, Green Valley, Tucson.